This conference will now be recorded.
Thank you so much. So, dear friends, we were talking about lab examination topics. What different equipments are going to be there in the lab? I'm just giving you an overview of the hardware equipments. These are different equipments which are supposed to be there in your CCIE data center lab examination. What are these equipments? We will be discussing these equipments during the course of our studies. What software? The same software to be installed, to be loaded in different hardware devices are presented over here. Well, I must say there is a lot of upgradations which have happened with regards to the software. For example, UCS Manager release 3.x is not the one now. We are using our 4.x, and in ACI EPIC it is not 3.x, it is 4.x. What we will be doing in our lab, we do have leverage to work on 4.1 as well as on 5.2 version. 5.2 version of the controller is the latest version where we will be working on as well. So why 4.1 and 5.2? Because 5.2 has removed certain tabs, important tabs, and those tabs, that particular tab is used in one of the lab. So anyway, I'll tell you, this is our flow and these are the topics we are going to cover. We are going to talk about 6 different modules. One is the very first module is called Nexus module. The second module is our ACI module. The third is storage area networking. Fourth is UCS. Fifth is Hyperflex, and sixth is Python. Now, a lot of times I do get a request from our dear friends to please cover Python module 6 immediately after ACI, and yes, we have started doing it. Python, that is, or Ansible, we are covering Python over here. Because why is it so? Because this Python is the one which is used as part of the network automation, and specifically the automating ACI configuration. So once we complete our ACI, we immediately start over to the Python. Storage area networking, we do discuss it. The implementation in terms of the configurations on the switches, we do along with UCS. Dear friends, this module number 3, number 4, and number 5, these modules are all interdependent. That means if you want to do the module 5 Hyperflex, which is also called hyper converged infrastructure, we need to do our storage area networking and UCS. And of course, it is very important to do our ACI prior to doing this. Why? Because ACI gives us first hands-on knowledge about VMware or network virtualization, which is indeed very important in case of Hyperflex. So you can say that all these modules, they are interdependent to each other. One thing with regards to module number 1, I have missed one small component of module number 1, that is called multicast. Why multicast? For the purpose of VXLAN. VXLAN is of course a lab oriented module where we have got 2 different labs to do hands-on. So while doing the VXLAN, we literally feel the need to understand and revive our knowledge of multicast. So we do discuss multicast in a one single session that is sufficient for the purpose of VXLAN, and multicast configuration in VXLAN become more simpler. Anyway, I am going to talk about these modules one by one. Module 1, we talk about Nexus hardware. What different hardware? We talk about Nexus, beginning with Nexus 9K switches, 7K switches, Nexus 5K switches, 2K fabric extenders. Nexus software, we talk about NXOS operating system. which is indeed a modular operating system. What is that modular component in the operating system? We talk about it. And then there is a component called VDC, virtual device context, which is nothing but which is a feature available only in Nexus 7K. We talk about what is VDC. Once these three components are discussed, then we talk about VPC. VPC is very important topic in terms of its usability, in terms of its implementation, deployment. Everywhere, anywhere you go in a data center, you will see VPC being deployed. And from over here, we will do our very first lab. As I said, VXLAN is very important. This is the very important topic, and this topic makes our foundation more stronger for the purpose of ACI. And VXLAN is also a lab oriented, wherein we do have two different lab 1 and lab 2. I do give you demonstration of this lab along with the workbook, where you do get the workbooks, etc. I will show you that shortly, and I'll give you, of course, an introduction to lab number 2 with the workbook. Anytime you want to do these labs, these are two separate labs, 24/7, 365 days in a year, you can do it. The VXLAN lab hands-on. In Nexus hardware, but all do we talk about? Say with regards to Nexus 9K, 7K, we talk about their different line cards. This is for Nexus 7K. What are different F cards? What are different M cards? What are fabric modules? The fabric modules can be seen in Nexus 9K, 7K. What is the purpose of fabric module? What are Fab 1, Fab 2, Fab 3? What is fabric bandwidth and throughput? We talk about various supervisor engines, of course, with regards to Nexus 9K and 7K. What are different models in Nexus 9K? For example, Nexus 9K supervisor engine, they are A plus, B, and B plus. In Nexus 7K, we have SUP 1, SUP 2, SUP 2E, etc. Why do we have those supervisor engines? We do talk about it. Besides this, in Nexus 9K switches, for example, this switch, we do have an exclusive component called system controller. We do talk about what exactly is the function of system controller. We do look at into each and every chassis with regards to their back plane, mid plane, or no plane. All right. So, well, you all know when it comes to Catalyst 6500 series switches, we used to talk about their back plane. But are we going to talk about the back plane something on Nexus 9K, 7K? We are going to see in our sessions. Nexus operating system, as I said, is a modular operating system. We will look at into in this particular chapter, in this particular topic. What is that modularity? What makes the Nexus operating system a modular operating system? Is it when we install Nexus operating system, we just install the system image, or we need to install something else as well? We do look at into the Nexus operating system with regards to different Nexus switches. We do talk about the licensing and life cycle of the Nexus operating system. VDC, virtual device context, a very important concept available for the purpose of Nexus 7K. What are VDC? What are VDC types? What is resource allocation, interface allocation, VDC operations and management? We talk about how to create VDC, what are different kinds of VDCs, what are different interfaces. When we assign the interfaces to the VDCs, we talk about all of them. VPC, a very important topic. As I said, we do have labs on it. The topic begins with the theory and theoretical understanding, and we conclude it with the lab. In the lab, we do ensure that the server behind or below the VPC domain can talk to a destination server, another server, through the VPC setup. right? We do perform this particular lab with our protocol, HSRP protocol, for the purpose of layer 3 connectivity. That is the beautiful lab, a very simple lab, and of course you are going to get workbook for the particular lab as well. Multicast, as I said, we do multicast after starting VXLAN. I just will be taking 1 day pause just to focus on the multicast. We do talk about multicast for the purpose of its usage in VXLAN, right? And then of course, this is the topology for our lab 1 in VXLAN, wherein you will be provided with 1, 2, and 3 Linux CentOS based operating system servers, and your objective will be to establish a VXLAN fabric between 2 spine and 4 leaf switches, establish communication between them, establish communication with the server 3, which is outside the VXLAN fabric, right? This means that over here we need to connect our layer 3 out as well. In the next variant of the lab, you know what we will be doing? We will be configuring, we'll be just doing a modification. We will connect 2 leaf switches. We will connect this server over here, create a port channel over here. It will be a VPC. This is going to be our lab 2 modification, wherein we do make sure that 2 leaf switches, they join together, present themselves as one single entity, and the downstream server gets connected to both of them. So this is called our VXLAN with VPC lab, which is of course the real practical production scenario. All right, so a lot of things are there. It's not possible to explain everything, in just 1 hour. So I have specified over here the name of various labs available with us, and unfortunately, the online availability to this Cisco 360 interactive catalog is not available now. This used to be an online tool with the help of which we were good enough to navigate our Nexus hardware. So I will be just explaining you Nexus hardware by showing you the pictures. Otherwise, it was very beautiful tool, interactive catalog. It used to be there. After module 1 is done, we do jump over to ACI. ACI in itself is a big giant topic. Our intention in ACI is to make zero to hero. Our ACI is focused towards the implementation, and of course this ACI is lab oriented. We do cover various labs in ACI. We do talk about the advanced lab in ACI as well. For example, the advanced portion, very basic portion of ACI is the fabric discovery or fabric provisioning, which is our day 0 task. We do have a lab in order to perform this day 0 task. We do have certain advanced labs available, for example, ACI multi-pod, ACI multi-site, and of course, micro segmentation in ACI. These are some of the labs. As a part of the list, you can see 13 labs over here, but in this particular lab called bare metal host, we do perform this lab in 4 different variants to look at into the various modifications in one lab topology. We will be breaking the topology into different logical topology I'm talking about into different forms, and we'll be performing this particular lab. Okay. All right. Then storage area networking. This particular topic we do discuss from, of course, the basics. We do talk about what is storage area networking. We do talk about storage devices, what are logical unit numbers, what are the loops, and of course something called RAID mechanisms. If you want to skip RAID mechanisms, you can skip. All these topics are not very important from your examination point of view, but very, very important from knowledge point of view. RAID mechanisms are indeed very important to know how do we distribute our data in our storage arrays. So various storage protocols we do talk about: fiber channel over Ethernet, and iSCSI. We do talk about fiber channel operations. We do talk about the configuration, very, very important configuration, which is called a zoning configuration, configuring fiber channel over Ethernet and configuring fiber channel. These labs we will be doing in our next topic called UCS. So storage area networking is predominantly to provide connectivity to the compute devices towards the storage disks. So we do talk about how it happens. For that, quite an important for us to understand what is storage area networking. It looks I'm talking too much, so going to wind up my discussion soon. Unified computing system, a technology launched by Cisco way back in the year 2009, and Cisco had been on it, the peak of it, had been the leader of this particular technology, and even today this technology is very much in use, being modified a lot, and of course given birth to another technology called hyper-converged infrastructure. So we do have a lab on this called Boot from SAN, wherein we'll see how to establish connectivity from the server to the storage disk. Of course, in this particular lab, we do need to know what is fiber channel configuration, what is fiber channel over Ethernet configuration, what is zoning. So all those configurations we do perform in this particular lab called Boot from SAN lab. Hyperflex, hyperconverged infrastructure, which is nothing but a cohesive solution between LAN, UCS, and SAN. Three solutions merged together become one single solution called Hyperflex, or the Hyperflex is the name given by Cisco. The technology name is called hyper-converged infrastructure. So we do have labs, hands-on lab for this purpose. We will be understanding the installation. How do we install the complete topology? And for the purpose of this particular topic, because this topic is the final topic, you can say, in our data center, where of course we need to understand the connectivity with the ACI fabric, VPC, ACI, UCS, SAN, and then comes the Hyperflex. So that's the reason module 5. Python, I said I will be covering up immediately after ACI, because this is nothing but this is a part of our network automation. And ACI configuration, what we will learn through GUI, the same configuration could be done through the Python scripting language. So over here in Python, we will be talking about what is Python, how to install Python, and various IDEs using Python interpreter, data structure, operators, comments, conditional and iterative statements in Python. We will be doing Python. Python is also a programming language. We will not be covering up the programming aspect of Python. That is, our intention will not be to develop websites and different programs. Our intention of Python will be to make sure that the network configurations can be done through the scripting, right? And that is the purpose of Python. So once we are comfortable with Python, other scripting languages like Ansible, Terraform, Postman, etc. will be pretty simple to us. Now, coming over to the materials. What different materials? I would like to show you something about the materials. We have a portal wherein you will get almost all the materials. Study methodology. I would request you to prepare your class notes. Do discuss your doubts. Never let the session to be any of the class session to be just a unilateral session. Make it bilateral communication session. Must perform the labs yourself, and in case if one of your friend is doing the lab, you can help him by shadowing him. Always have a buddy relationship. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Please do discuss your doubts, share your thoughts and your knowledge using WhatsApp. Once you will join, you will be a part of the WhatsApp group wherein any kind of communication, interaction, right, knowledge sharing, etc. will be done, and anything, any other suggestion with regards to the study methodology, you're most welcome to discuss with me, with your buddies in the session. We have got the StringNet has got one particular site. Once you will let me click this particular site. Okay, let me log into the site. It's here. Once you will join, once you will enroll, would request you guys to sign up to the site where you will provide the name, email, phone number. You can generate your password and a mail will be sent to you. Once you will sign up and you are authorized, you can log in with the email and the password set by you, and you will be provided with various courses as we will go along. Presently, these all courses are here: Cisco ACI, VXLAN, Hyperflex, Cisco Nexus, SAN, Unified Computing, CCNA Data Center, CCNP Data Center, Cisco ACI, different sessions which have been taken, and Cisco ACI Lab Guide. For example, if you once you are assigned Cisco ACI, in Cisco ACI, you will get to see all the class recordings, the previous class recordings. In case if you want to go through any of the class recording in advance, you can go through the class recording in advance. If post the session you want to go through it, you can go through those class recordings as well. Each module will be provided to you by default for 40 hours. On request basis, you can, as on usage basis, you can request to provide you more hours to go through it. Over here, you will get the access to download. My dear friends, videos are not downloadable. You will get access to download all the lab workbooks. You will get the additional study material with regards to, for example, ACI study materials you will find in ACI module. All these study materials are downloadable. As and when I keep on finding more and more of the material, I do keep on providing to you guys on this particular portal. Last but not the least, very important for us and for me is your feedback. You guys will be requested always to keep giving your feedback, right, about how the classes are going on. If you have any suggestion, well, by the way, your feedbacks are very important, and any moment in the class you can share your feedback. But if you want to give your feedback anonymously, this feedback is also over here. The feedback goes to the management, and management takes care of the feedback. In case any complaint, any suggestion, any advice, any compliment, right, will be highly appreciated over here. Okay, so this is just a presentation of the site. Punctuality is key to our success, as we all know. I do not believe in locking the classroom, right? Earlier I used to adopt this particular practice, but important thing is please be punctual. Now the punctuality means what? The class sessions will be Monday to Friday. Morning 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. is one batch. The batch for which we are over here is this particular batch 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. IST. When this batch is going to start? This batch is going to start very soon in April, say the second week. The first week is going on, second week. Why is it so? Because my currently a batch is going on at this particular time, 7:30 p.m. and batch has reached to its last topic, so that's going to be concluded within this week or maximum within 10 days. All right, so I have mentioned 1 hour, but class is never restricted to 1 hour. In case if the topic needs to be finished, it can go on. So there is no time restriction in terms of 1 hour means pack the class. No, that's not the case. That's the reason the timings are set in such a way. How many hours of lab practice are included? And answer is unlimited. When the labs are available 24/7, 365 days. One lab, how many hours the lab can be provided to you? It depends on you. Recently, I have provided a lab for 1 full month to one of my. When did he join? He joined me around 3 months back, and he requested for the lab and for full 1 month because he is doing some testings. So that is the lab is being provided to you. So there is no such restriction. Whenever you need lab, you just have to let me know and lab will be provided to you. Is boot camp, the boot camp, which is what is actually the boot camp? Boot camp is nothing but the final lab preparation is also included in this particular package. Guys, the answer is this particular session, this particular 3 months long course is a technology oriented course and it is not a crash course. Boot camp is nothing but it is a crash course where technology is not taught, but how to practice the lab is taught. And so this practice the lab, the CCI data center lab is not included in this particular course. Now it looks I am done. In case if I have failed to address any of your question or queries, guys, please let me have the honor to address them. And there is all right.
Can I ask the question now?
Yes, please,
Quick
Selva.
question. So, yeah, the ACI fabric, you mentioned that. Does it includes the L4, L7 technology as well?
Selva, beautiful. I must salute you for this particular question. Answer is indeed yes, but a beautiful question. And let me bring up ACI. ACI presentation. And Selva, why I'm saying such a beautiful question you have asked, because of a specific reason. Probably you may not be knowing the reason, but I would like to tell you. Where is because oh my god, I have touched 500 slides for ACI. That's a huge number. All right, where are my labs? Though I separated. All right, so let me go to my answer to your question. All right, here it is. This is answer to your question. Your question was whether
Okay.
ACI includes L4 to L7 services, and the answer is indeed Yes. What labs are being covered over here? The ASAV, Adaptive Security Appliance Virtual, right? Firewall Deployment Lab, which is nothing but covered under L4 to L7 services. What two different variants of it? The ASAV, both in routed or go-to mode, as well as transparent or go-through mode lab is included over here. Now, let me tell you answer. Let me tell you why I said such a beautiful question asked by you. You know why? The reason is in EPIC version 5.2, L4 to L7 services tab, L4 to L7 services tab is being removed. I am in discussion with Cisco with regards to why you have removed L4 to L7 services tab. So if I give you controller version 5.2, you will not be able to do this lab. But we do have a leverage of another controller version with regards to our different lab, which is version 4.1. And we do have L4 to L7 services tab available. And this lab, both of these labs are doable over there.
So
Right?
hang on, just to stop you here before you go further. So you mentioned that Epic 5.x version, the L4 to L7 model will be removed. So that means Cisco is not going to support those model anymore.
Okay. Further clarification, because you are asking such a beautiful question. L4 to L7 services tab is available in version 5.1. Let's not say 5.x. In 5.1 version, L4 to L7 services tab is available, but the version 5.2 is not. So now if you say Cisco is not going to support, this is also my question to Cisco. So probably the coming week, I have arranged a call with Cisco, right? Because this is also part of my production environment, the design of which is in discussion phase. And I am going to procure API controller version 5.2 from Cisco. So let me discuss with Cisco team, right? And come back to you whether Cisco is going to support or not. But in case if the tab is not available in 5.2, support will also not be available. So I'm parking this question. Once I'll get the correct response from Cisco team, I will get back to you on this.
All right, cool. So the following to the ACI, one more question. So you will be covering the ISN network, the multi-site networks.
That is right. Another beautiful question. So you are not able to see the multi-site lab over here, but let me show you. We have a multi-site lab as well at your service, and ACI multi-pod and multi-site. This is not the lab. Let me show you the lab. And
I
yes,
see your slides. You mentioned that the multi-site parts, yeah. So that covers the
yes,
multi-site ISN. Okay.
yes. I do cover multi-site lab as well, and multi-site along with Cisco Nexus dashboard, right? So we'll explain you what is Cisco Nexus dashboard, which provides us multi-site orchestrator services. So indeed, it is included.
Cool. That's good. That's good. Okay, so that's good. One more thing. You mentioned that, like, every topic is in a separate video will be recorded on your classes, yeah. So is that something like, we got option to on-demand based request for the particular lab? For example, I'm looking at ACI model is the preference. So is that possible? I can just request only ACI labs and models?
You mean to say instead of joining entire CCI data center, you just
Yes.
need to do Cisco ACI?
Yes. And
Yep.
SDA as well.
Yes, you do have an option to adopt that as well. you can reach out to the coordinator. Once
Mhm,
we will reach onto the ACI topic, that particular time you
mhm.
can join the ACI session. But you, if you wish, you can join from day one or day zero is also possible. In case if you enroll, you will be provided with the class recordings, lab workbooks, the lab study guides, everything. Of course, the support as well if you want to start from day zero. So definitely that is also possible.
So, so is that is for example, I'm not in based on IST time zone. I'm in Asia Pacific. Okay, so how is that if that my timing is not suitable? Is that possible? I can purchase a one-on-one lab, a one-on-one classes, something like that.
One-on-one classes is not possible, but yes, one-on-one support is indeed possible. If you need my support anytime, during my
Mhm,
sessions, during my free times, during
mhm.
weekends, right, I can definitely provide you the support. But
Okay,
one-on-one dedicated sessions, we don't have that facility.
so I will ping you separately to discuss further about that. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
that's all.
All right, Selva. Good. Great. So guys, you know what? By asking the questions, you're not getting the answer to your question, but you are helping others as well. So feel absolutely free. If you have any question, by asking question, you are helping others as well. And here is Rajita, can show a sample workbook for us, not presentation slide. Thank you. Okay, so Rajita, you want to take a look on the sample workbook. Rajita, can you please let me know which particular technology workbook you want to see? Any, all right. So my sample workbook. My workbooks are based on what explanation I do give you. Of course, what I do is I have prepared with regards to each and every lab certain presentation slides. Those presentation slides I have converted in the form of a workbook, and let me give you a presentation of one of my workbook, say on VXLAN. And thank you so much for asking this as well. And for example, this lab VXLAN MP BGP EVPN. This is basically in the form of the PPT. When it comes to providing you this in the form of a lab workbook, I do convert this in a PDF format. The same is uploaded, right? And in our site stringnet.com, and you can download. So let me show it to you from by downloading it. So uh, my courses that will help you, VXLAN, and in VXLAN lab workbook, there are two lab workbooks. Now let me click this one, first one, download the file. This is how you will be doing as well. Download, is it downloaded? Let me check in my download folders. Yeah, it's getting downloaded. Yeah, it is downloaded. And it's here. Oh my God, 18 MB, such a huge file. Your lab workbook will be in this particular format. All right. Now, each and every step, topology, the IP addresses, the login credentials, the IP addresses of each and every device, say spine switch, leaf switch, servers, WAN, remote workstation, right, will be provided. IP addresses on the loopback interfaces are also provided. How to log in into, how to start your lab from the scratch once lab is booked is also informed to you, that this is the way with the credentials, even to how to use the putty and certain caveats in case if it is there, and advice. And then comes the tasks. For example, this VXLAN is stretched over to 6 different tasks. Task 0 is pre-configuration and check task. What are the different components you need to check? What are the configurations to check? Show run commands along with the topology. This is what I do use while explaining you. So in case if I've already explained you have already attended the lab session, demonstration session, it will be very intuitive for you, right? And then we come to task number 2. The task number 2, what the different components we need to configure, what are the various commands, where we need to execute this particular command. This is glowing, so what the device which is glowing means the configurations are happening for this particular device. I have not mentioned go to spine 1, but I have put a color over here and a color over here. This means these configurations are for this particular spine. This is how the entire workbook is going to be arranged. And I have never received any complaint or suggestion to improve the workbook. If any moment you feel that it's not clear, it's not intuitive, not helping you out, please share your suggestion. Does it make sense to you, Rajitha?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right,
Just one
thank
question.
you.
Sorry for disturbing you. Just one question. When you say that the VXLAN configuration, are we going to use the Epic or just use a command line?
For the VXLAN purpose, the one which I'm showing you over here, all right, the VXLAN we are configuring using Nexus operating system and not using ACI operating system. So
Okay.
Nexus operating system, VXLAN configuration using Nexus operating system is all through CLI and not through GUI.
So this
Well,
fine technology you are talking about the campus network, not the data centers.
oh yeah, this VXLAN is with regards to the data center, right? And to order to connect the different devices. It is with regards to the data center and not only the campus network. But you know
So
what?
my confusion
Yeah, go
comes
ahead.
here. So when you talk about the data centers, we always use a spine technology which through the Epic. That's what this is recommended, which you know already. So the underlayer technology, underlayer configuration, everything comes under through the Epic. So when you do the campus networks, that's also underlayer network will comes, which is can be configured on the SDA, which is DNA we will be using to configure those things. So we really need to do this all in the CLI. That's my question.
Okay, in CCIE data center, what do we study? We basically study to interconnect different multiple data centers. If I'm talking about VXLAN over here, I'm saying that VXLAN in one data center and ACI fabric in another data center, and these two data centers they need to interconnect with each other using DCI called data center interconnect technology. If you want to say that this is the campus network, I will still agree with it because this VXLAN over here, this is called intra data center VXLAN. Now, once again, I would like to tell you that VXLAN technology, what I will be covering and giving you guys the labs to do hands-on, that is for intra data center. VXLAN technology can also be used for inter DC connectivity. That is, you have VXLAN in one data center, you have VXLAN in another data center, and you are interconnecting them. Is it clear, Selva? Am I able to answer your question?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So when you say the inter-DC, that will comes on ISN network, right?
ISN stands for inter-site network. We normally use ISN for the purpose of connecting multiple sites in ACI fabric. So you are right, ISN is also the data center interconnect methodology. So you are right.
because most of the place we are getting away from that OVT layer, so the layer 2 extensions between the data centers. So most of the place, everyone is looking for the ISN technology. Anyway, that's the part. I will come back to you on the other section. That's not a problem.
Yes, I will explain you ISN connectivity also using BGP in ISN, and when it comes to multipod using OSPF, right?
Yep.
So in multi-site lab, we do configure our ISN network setup as well. That will be part of our multi-site, ACI multi-site,
Cool.
right?
Thank you.
You're welcome, Selva, anytime.
Ashish,
All
Radha
right.
here. Question. Uh,
Yeah, Radha.
One question. So, assuming that we have gone through all these, basically all the classes, understanding of it, and then also the lab we have hands-on, how much can we consider ourselves ready for appearing for lab exam confidently? And if not, how much extra effort we have to put to really make an attempt?
Okay. So Radha, the thing is, as I said earlier, these sessions are going to be technology oriented sessions. If you go through the complete CCI data center course along with the lab hands-on which I'm giving you, then you will be very comfortable to get ready for the boot camp. Boot camp, as I said, is nothing but it is called DUMS preparation for the actual lab. In the actual lab, you will be aggregating all the technologies which you will be studying over here. So yes, once you are done with all the classes and the hands-on lab, what I'm going to give you, then you would be needing just 1 month to get ready for the final CCIE data center lab. Just 1 month would be sufficient.
Hi,
Good.
Ashish. Okay,
Um,
okay, sorry. Go ahead, Shraddha.
Sorry, guys. Just one thing. The boot camp is how many days is that boot camp, Jace?
Well, Selva, currently I'm not taking any boot camp, so no such announcement. When it comes to boot camp, the boot camp full day boot camp goes for say 5 days, where in entire topology is explained, but currently it is in pipeline, but not yet started.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Right, so we are just waiting for the Cisco labs to be open. Not sure when they are going to be open, but no chances. It's being confirmed that till June Cisco is not going to open the labs. Right, yeah. I think Shekhar, you wanted to ask some question.
Yeah, hi, Ashish. So, I have a few queries. Okay, first of all, you haven't mentioned that OTP feature, right? So, are you going to cover this OTP feature first of all? Because I
uh,
can't see OTP feature is
Very
there
good.
in your slide. Yeah,
Very good question, Shekhar. OTV, I
yeah,
think you're talking about overlay
yeah,
transport virtualization.
yeah.
This overlay transport virtualization is officially being removed from version 3.0,
Mm-hmm,
right, as a data center interconnect protocol.
mm-hmm,
So I'm not covering OTV, but if you
mm-hmm.
want OTV, I can provide you the help with regards to OTV and all. VXLAN is the replacement of OTV.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, many of the organization is basically using they are using OTV feature. So that's why I'm just asking this question to you. But as you said, like you will be covering, no worries. I'll ask you for this.
Yeah, so only a few of my friends sometimes in some of the batches they ask about OTV. So I do
Hmm.
provide them support with regards to OTV, what is OTV and configurations and all. So,
Uh-huh.
but because OTV is officially removed from version 3.0, it was there in version 1, 2.0 and 2.1, but officially got removed. So I'm not covering OTV over there.
Okay, okay. And my second question is regards to this uh, Epic, like as you said, like 4.0 is now they have uh, as they have declared as as an end of life, right? And they are going to be come up with 5.1, where they are not supporting layer 4 and layer 7 connectivity, layer 4 to 7, right? So just wanted to confirm in this newer version of CCI Lab, so they will provide 4.0 or the 5.1?
Okay,
So
good question.
yeah.
So I would like to clarify was first of all, I would like to correct your statement. I didn't say that 4.x is end of life and end of sale. It is still in support, it is still deployed, and Cisco is still providing it. But when it comes to the new deployment, Cisco is suggesting 5.1 and not even started suggesting 5.2, right, in the production environment. Coming back to your lab, the version, the epic version which you will be getting 4.1 version of controller and not 5.1 version. So 5.1 version is the latest, 5.2 is the latest and the advanced version. This is here for you people to be comfortable to practice on 5.2. But in your lab, you will not be having 5.2. So that is the reason I am going to provide you both 4.1 version as well as 5.2 version, right?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All our labs are doable on both the version except our ASAV lab, which is not doable in 5.2 version. Reason, as Selva asked, L4 to L7 services. L4 to L7 services tab is not available there. So ASAV lab, that is called L4 to L7 service deployment lab, we will be doing in 4.1 version.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
you're welcome, Shekhar. Any question, any critical question, guys? Any question about your doubt? Anything which is, against Cisco non-disclosure agreement, also you can feel free to discuss over here. I won't try giving you honest reply to your questions.
And last question, Ashish, how much time it will it will take, like this session, mean to say this session, which is going to be open from April, right? So how much
Okay,
time it will take to complete this data center study?
I have 3 months for one batch to complete the data center. So our classes for the entire CCI data center will take maximum of 3 months, and after that, as long as you want. That means if you want to repeat the sessions, you can repeat your classes as well in any of the batch, in any of the running batch.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, welcome,
So,
guys.
so
Any of the,
Ashish,
yeah,
yeah, Ashish, you
yes,
mean to
please.
say, for example, you mentioned Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 8:30, it may extend, depends on the topic, right? So, for example, if I miss that session on that day, so that particular session will be recorded and I can be used for the next day, right? Or how? Or I have to join another batch for that session.
No, not at all, Anil. Anil, with regards to any of the session which you have missed, there will be a class recording for that particular session. In case you couldn't join, you can watch the class recording, online class recording for that particular session. So you need not join any other batch.
So how many days that session will be there in our system? I mean, there in the site, because yeah.
Particular session will be there as long as you want. As I said, each
Okay.
module is provided with 40 hours. It is a lifetime enrollment once you will join. So it will be available with you for 40 hours. And in case if it is expired, you can further request and more hours will be provided to you to watch the session. So there is no such, hardcore restriction in terms of, the period or availability of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Because even I'm also same problem. I'm not in India. I'm out of India, where the timings are different for me. Sometimes we are all into support, right? We don't know when we get a calls from outages. Okay, so that's the reason. Yeah.
Sure. So absolutely leverage what your concern is. That is, of course, being taken care of. That's the reason we have a portal and all the class recordings, guys. In the sessions, normally we refrain ourselves from discussing anything which is a part of the Cisco non-disclosure agreement. There's a reason I said, if you want to discuss anything about NDA agreements, you can discuss that over here offline, or if you want to discuss over here, I am okay. I'm comfortable to give you the honest reply to any question of yours. And this is what I was talking about. You are going to have a lifetime enrollment. Right, so enrollment in terms of n number of sessions, n number of classes, morning or evening ISD, and of course the class recordings, lab workbooks availability, and the lab practice availability also, all are part of your lifetime enrollment, because study should never have any limitation, should never have any restriction. So that's the reason you have a lifetime enrollment. And of course, we do understand that you are working in different domains, different roles, operations, support, and all. You guys are from different time zones. So considering the fact that we are giving you a lifetime enrollment to join as long as classes are going on. Right? So any other question, comments, complaints, anything else you have, guys?
All good. We can talk to your team for the payment options, all those things, right? Whom do I need to talk?
Yes. You can talk to the coordinator. His name is Rayon, and he is also over here. And once we are done, he will drop you a mail and you can reach out to him. I hope you have he has already coordinated with you. Rayon, if you are here available, can you just give a heads up to us?
Hi everyone, I'm here with you guys. And once this demo is over, I'm going to share my contact details in the chat window. You can contact me anytime. If you still have any doubts or questions for me, you're most welcome. And if you want to continue, if you want to join our batch, please feel free to contact me on the numbers which I'm going to share with you. You can also drop me an email. Okay.
Great. So yeah, Rayon is going to share his number over here, and you guys can reach him out on WhatsApp if you are from different domain, or you can directly call him up anytime. He's also available 24/7, just like me.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. If no question, then please accept my gratitude. Thank you so very much for joining, giving me an opportunity to present CCIE Data Center course, and hope you guys will be joining us soon.
Sorry to bother you, Ashish sir. Just one more thing which I want to share. Guys, if you please share your email addresses in the chat box, so it will be easy for me to communicate with you guys later on. You can just share your email address to me.
You already have my detail, Ryan.
Okay. Most of the guys who are not registered, kindly share your email addresses with us, and rest will be contacted by our team. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Anil, for sharing your mail ID. Thank you, Shekhar, for sharing your.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. And wish you a very happy weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks a lot.
Guys. Yeah.
Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.
You know what? Anyone, if you have any question, I'm still over here. Radhakrishnan, Sayed, Siddhant, Thiago, if you're here, if you have any question, I'm here. No question? Fine. Thank you very much once again and wish you a very, very happy weekend. Bye-bye. And here I'm
Thank you,
signing
Ashish.
off.
Thanks, Ryan. Thank you. Thank you, Ashish.
Thanks, everyone.